So, what has been your experience with COVID?
Um, I went to my dad's house for spring break, and when COVID hit, we had to stay there for 2 months.
Was that scary for you?
No, not really.
What about school?
We've been virtual.
Has it affected your family personally?
Yeah, some people have died.
What is your advice to your peers and to the public?
To stay home and wear a mask.
Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Do you think the COVID-19 crisis is being handled correctly by the Czech government?
I think they're doing the right thing. It definitely is lowering the numbers. I know they're tracking that, and then I look at it daily. Each day I look at it, it seems to be going down. So enforcing the stay at home, don't go out unless you need to go out for groceries. Only go out with maybe one other person from your family or two people. Actually has worked. Now, I do really feel for the people who have businesses, like hotels, restaurants, gift shops, etc., that I know are very much struggling. So while it may be the right thing to do, I think the government needs to remember that and balance that. So when the numbers start going back to sort of what's considered a manageable number, I think they need to open things back up. I still think people need to be smart about going out and still distance themselves, still be careful, don't go into anything that has a lot of people and crowds. So I think if we continue to manage it ourselves, but be given freedom, right? Open some of the shops so these business owners don't go out of business.
My advice to everyone is to please follow the rules and protocols that have been put in place. Please be respectful and mindful of the impact of your behavior on others who may be more vulnerable than you, and just to take this very seriously and to do your share in preventing the spread.
As a physician, I've counseled and guided hundreds of patients with essential and well-known precautions to avoid the potential disastrous effects of a COVID infection. I've unfortunately also had direct contact with children and parents who unknowingly were infectious, but due to my personal protective equipment and their masks, prevented me from actually acquiring the infection in my office. My own dear precious first cousin succumbed to COVID after a torturous battle involving ventilation, tracheostomy, dialysis, and eventual death. I have endured the burden of disrupted routines, closing of synagogue, altered office schedule, decrease in professional income, and inability to hug my children and grandchildren. My one piece of advice to my peers and public is, let us together dethrone this coronavirus by each person exercising his moral, human, civil, and communal responsibility of masking, distancing, and doing your very essential individual task in following the rules and regulations as outlined by those heroic miracle workers on the front line of this infection.
So this is another excerpt from the CDC.government website. Social distancing, also called physical distancing, means keeping a safe space between yourself and other people who are not from your household. To practice social or physical distancing, stay at least 6 feet, about 2 arms length from other people who are not from your household, in both indoor and outdoor spaces. The pandemic has changed our everyday lives. As we have learned throughout the interviews of different types of people, wearing a mask is vital to slowing the spread of the deadly virus, which feels as though it is taking over the world. Everyone must do their part to work together to bring this virus down for good. Every little action like wearing a mask, social distancing, and hand washing can make all the difference between the stop or the continuation of this pandemic. It is up to you.